Get ready for a wild ride as we unravel Rachel Zegler's explosive take on Disney's reimagined Snow White, a casting decision that has ignited outrage over modernizing a cherished classic. We'll reveal how this box office and PR disaster has left fans stunned and critics fuming, with hints that the fallout could upend the future of Disney's live-action remakes, as we dive into a scandal that's shaking the very foundations of Disney's live-action legacy and threatening its future. Buckle up as we dive into the scandal, controversy, and high-stakes drama that you won't want to miss. Disney's live-action Snow White was meant to recapture the magic of the 1937 classic, but instead, it's become the center of a media maelstrom. From the casting of Rachel Zegler, a Latina actress stepping into a role traditionally defined by skin as white as snow, to her bold and unfiltered commentary on the original fairy tale, every aspect of this production is under scrutiny. Critics and fans alike are questioning whether a modern retelling can ever honor the timeless tale, or if it's doomed to be one of Disney's biggest flops ever due to massive budget overruns and weak box office projections. Let's talk casting. When Disney announced Rachel Zegler as Snow White, reactions were immediate and intense. Many argued that her casting was a groundbreaking move for diversity, while others couldn't reconcile this choice with the traditional image of the character. Zegler herself didn't shy away from controversy. In various interviews, she dismissed the outdated narrative of a princess waiting to be rescued by a prince, claiming that she wanted to portray a Snow White who's focused on becoming a leader. But as you can imagine, this progressive twist didn't sit well with a sizable segment of diehard fans who believe that some classics should be left untouched. As if the casting debate wasn't enough, Rachel Zegler's candid remarks about the original film have only fanned the flames. Critics have taken issue with her comments that the classic was dated and even weird, with some arguing that her perspective undermines the magic and nostalgia of the original. And it doesn't stop there. Her outspoken beliefs have stirred controversy too. After posting a now infamous message on social media criticizing people, Zegler found herself at the center of a firestorm. Meanwhile, co-star Gal Gadot, known for her strong stances and opinions, has been caught in a crossfire of debate, with both sides of the conflict weighing in. This collision of ideologies has left Disney scrambling to manage the fallout. Beyond the cultural and political controversies, there's a significant financial angle to this saga. Despite a budget soaring into the hundreds of millions, early box office reports have been anything but promising. Weak opening numbers combined with relentless negative press have many industry insiders predicting that Snow White could be one of Disney's biggest missteps yet. Massive budget overruns, paired with a tepid audience response, have set off alarm bells among investors and critics alike. It begs the question, when does the cost of trying to modernize a classic outweigh the potential returns of a beloved story? Disney's Snow White had an official budget of $269.4 million, though some insiders say it pushed past $300 million due to extra reshoots, delays, and marketing. To break even, it needs to pull in at least $800 million worldwide, challenging even for some Marvel films. Early estimates dropped from a $63.70 opening to a worrying $48.58, and the negative buzz may hurt international earnings. Disney scaled back its traditional red carpet events in favor of a controlled media presence. They limited press coverage, clearly bracing for a poor outcome, and even delayed ticket pre-sales until just 11 days before the release, reflecting lukewarm interest. Disney's live-action remakes have had mixed results. In 2023, The Little Mermaid opened at $95.6 million, but only managed $569 million globally, well below expectations. Meanwhile, Cinderella, 2015, had a modest $67 million opening and held its own. By contrast, Beauty and the Beast, 2017, became a standout hit, raking in over $1.2 billion worldwide. With Snow White struggling even to match Cinderella's opening from nearly a decade ago, Disney is clearly facing serious challenges. Rachel Zegler, a Colombian and Polish actress, was cast as Snow White, a role traditionally defined by skin as white as snow. This sparked backlash from fans who felt Disney was straying from the original fairy tale in favor of inclusivity. In response, Disney claimed Snow White was named for surviving a snowstorm, not her appearance, a justification that only intensified the debate. Rachel Zegler's remarks only fueled the controversy. She dismissed the 1937 animated classic as outdated and problematic, arguing that Snow White should be a self-made leader rather than saved by a prince. Mocking the story, she stated, "Snow White is not going to be saved by the prince, she's dreaming about becoming a leader." Many traditional fans viewed her comments as disrespectful, with critics questioning why she would take on a role if she disliked the original story so much. Fans highlighted a clear contrast between the handling of backlash by different stars. Halle Bailey, cast as Ariel in The Little Mermaid, embraced her role while honoring the original film, winning over audiences despite challenges. In contrast, Rachel Zegler openly criticized the classic, a move that many felt alienated traditional fans rather than addressing their concerns. Social media lit up with boycott calls, with many drawing comparisons between Zegler and Gina Carano, the actress fired from The Mandalorian, over controversy. Conservative voices, longtime Disney fans, and even some neutral onlookers labeled Zegler's remarks as unprofessional and divisive. After the backlash, Zegler issued an apology, saying she regretted her words and aimed to promote positivity, admitting she let her emotions take over. However, many dismissed the apology as a mere PR tactic to defuse further controversy. Another major point of contention is Disney's decision to reimagine the iconic Seven Dwarfs. Traditionally portrayed by actors with dwarfism, the new version replaces them with CGI magical creatures, a move that some say is an attempt to modernize the story and avoid old stereotypes. However, this creative choice has not gone down well with everyone. Critics like Peter Dinklage and even fans such as Jason "We-Man" Acuna have slammed the decision, arguing that it not only strips away genuine representation, but also takes away valuable acting opportunities. Critics argue this change strays too far from the original tale, while many in the disabled community see it as erasing vital representation rather than promoting true inclusivity. The backlash here is as fierce as ever, with accusations that Disney's pursuit of modernization is undermining the essence of the classic tale. If Snow White flops, Disney may be forced to rethink its live-action strategy. The studio's heavy reliance on remakes is being questioned as recent films, including The Little Mermaid, struggled to meet expectations. A disappointing performance from Snow White could signal that audiences are losing interest, prompting Disney to reconsider or even pause further live-action adaptations. Recent discussions and analyses online indicate that Disney's live-action approach is under increasing scrutiny due to inconsistent box office results. The pattern of underwhelming performances is prompting industry experts to speculate that Disney might change its strategy if these trends continue. What does all this mean for the future of Disney remakes? With social media buzzing, online forums and comment sections are flooded with opinions. Some fans are rallying behind Zegler, praising her for daring to break the mold and bring fresh perspective to a classic. Others, however, remain steadfast in their belief that certain stories should remain unaltered, a sentiment echoed by nostalgic voices who argue that the original Snow White is an untouchable piece of cinematic history. And as controversy spreads like wildfire, the debate over art versus modernization in Hollywood becomes more heated than ever. So, is Disney's Snow White destined to be a monumental flop, or will it eventually find a way to win over audiences despite the controversy? Only time will tell. What's clear, though, is that the film has ignited a conversation about diversity, artistic integrity, and the delicate balance between modern values and classic storytelling. We want to hear from you. Do you think the changes are a bold move into the future, or a misguided attempt to rewrite history? What was meant to be a beloved reimagining of Snow White has turned into a PR catastrophe. With Rachel Zegler's polarizing comments, controversies, and a bleak box office outlook, this film risks being one of Disney's biggest live-action flops. Unless it miraculously turns things around, Disney's strategy for live-action remakes may be in serious jeopardy. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more in-depth coverage of the hottest celebrity controversies, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you Team Zegler, or do you think Disney should have stuck to the original formula?